Okay, this is my advice to anybody that's younger than me, older than me, I don't care, but mainly for the people that are younger than me, because you haven't started yet. When it comes to you and your credit and you building your credit, please make decisions wisely. Please think about what you're doing. Please, don't rush into stuff. Be patient with it. And it's not just building credit, it's finances in general. Like, if your parents don't put you out, don't move. My mom didn't put me out. I stayed out 2 years, but in those 2 years, I struggled. It was times where I joked about it, like, man, I want to go back to my mama's house. I want to do this, I want to do that. But I told myself, like, when you leave, you can't come back. Like, when you leave, you will not come back. You may struggle. Things may not go your way. You may go without. But you cannot go back to your mama's house. And guess where I'm at now? My mama's house. So don't take that relationship with your parents for granted, especially if you got a mama like mine. Like, my mama do anything for me that she can do for me. My grandma do anything for me that she can. Like, my family itself will do anything for me that they can for me. Like, I know for a fact most of my family, I might need to keep that on with you. I don't know. Anyway, I know for a fact most of my family is one call away when it comes to me. Like, if I need something, I can call my daddy, I can call my uncle, like, I'm on the phone, like, but I don't do that just because I got pride issues and I don't want to feel like they got to give me something. Like, I realize, like, everybody's grown. I'm grown too, so I shouldn't be asking them for stuff. They got families, they got lives of their own, so I should be able to do for me. It ain't nothing but me. I ain't got no kids. Like, I don't have anybody depending on me but me. Anyway, I got off subject. I would just say, do things smart. Listen to people when they tell you certain stuff, especially if it has something to do with finances. If they're financially stable, even if they broke, because you can listen to somebody broke and they tell you something like, no, don't buy that. If you listen to a broke person, sometimes, listen to them because they know how they got in their situation and they trying to help you avoid being in their situation. So, if at all, like, if you can, just do things smart. If you get credit cards, don't buy things on them that you wouldn't normally buy. Like, let's say you get a credit card and the first card you get, they give you an $800 limit. Don't go get you a $200 room in your city. You home. What you getting a $200 room for? Like, don't do anything out your norm. Like, treat that card as if it's just like your check. If you ain't make it, you can't spend it. If you ain't got it, you can't spend it. Like, don't get this money and feel like, oh, well, I can do this with it, I can do that with it, because I ain't got to pay it back right now. It doesn't matter if you got to pay it back right now or not. You still have to pay it back. So just be careful with your decisions, because the money you spend has to be paid back. And sometimes you're actually paying more back because you didn't let interest accumulate. When it comes to you getting a car, be smart about getting a car. My opinion would be, like, if you're going to a dealership and you're getting a car and you get in like an old car, like, and I'm saying old as in anything that's a 2010 or lower, if you get one of them and they trying to make your payments be about $300 or $400 a month, you might as well get a new car if you're okay with paying those payments for an old car that's not dependable. It does not come with any warranties. If that car breaks down, like, you don't know how many owners had it, and then it could have close to 100,000 miles on it already. So if it has close to 100,000 miles on it, you don't know how many owners or what the car done been through. You don't get any warranties. You didn't check the thread on the tires. You didn't check the motor. You didn't check the oil. And sometimes they just, they'll put a car together just so you'll get it. And it'll work for about a month or two, and then you out of a car, and you still owe them money. So if you okay with paying, if you're not paying cash for a car, and you okay with paying $300-400 a month for a car, you might go ahead and get you a year-to-date car and get it off the lot. At least then, you getting warranties up until at least 100,000 miles, or sometimes 160. But you getting warranties on your tires. You're getting bumper to bumper warranties. You got coverage. And when you got a newer car, you can still do things with your car. You can drive Uber, you can drive Lyft. It's different ways your money can make money for you. If you have a business, you can write off a certain amount of your car notes or your payments or your maintenance, like your mileage, your oil. Sometimes oil warranties and stuff come where they'll do your oil change for free for a year, or they'll do your first 5 for free. So when it comes to stuff like that, just think about stuff. Don't be so quick to be like, oh well, I like this car, it got rims on it, it got tint, it got this, it got that. No, that's what they get you. They get you with something that look good, but it's not good. And if you can, I know this is going to counteract what I just said, but it's going to go along with it. If you can, pay cash for a car. Because if you pay cash for a car, yes, you're out of that money if that car messes up, but you're also not in a stuck position. Like, you don't owe the person, and it's easier to pay maintenance on an older car. Like, let's say if you was to get like a 02 to a 08 Honda. Like, if you was to get a Honda like that, it's easier for you to pay maintenance than for you to be paying a payment every month. Your insurance is not going to be high because you don't have to get full coverage. You can get liability because you don't have to pay on your car. Like, if you rent, you just out of a car, but you don't owe anybody. But you can have liability insurance. Let's say the transmission messed up. That might be $2,000 or $4,000 depending on the year of your car. I don't even think transmission might be that much, but it'll take a minute for a transmission to go out. But when it comes, it's easier just to put that money back into a car that you're not making a payment on. When you're making a payment on a car and you're trying to buy equipment like a motor, a transmission, you need all new tires. When you got all that going on and you making payments, oof, you're in a mess. So just think about things before you put yourself into payments, before you put yourself in a position to where you're gonna be stuck. Because when you get these cars, you're not stuck with a car for a year or two unless you banking, or unless the car is really old and you got high payments. You're not stuck in the car for a year or two. Like, I think the shortest it might be is 48 months. You might get one for 36 months. But it's very seldom that you're going to be in a car for less than 3 or 4 years. So make sure you like the car. Make sure the car is going to last those 3 or 4 years. Like, yeah, I would talk all the time about any car that I've gotten in the video. But if the car wasn't paid for, like, meaning if I'm making payments on a car, I swear to you it's new. I swear to you it's fresh off the lot. I done had 3 brand new cars. Two on were 2016, one on was 2017. But I've had 3 brand new cars. That was so nice of them. They seen that man walking. I guess his car ran out of gas. They seen a man walking and they stopped on the interstate and picked him up. Like, that's what's up. Because people crazy. I wouldn't have stopped. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have stopped. People crazy. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, be smart about your decisions because you're stuck with them. And if you're not stuck with them, then you finna mess your credit up, and you finna be in an even worse situation because now it's like an apartment that you had, and now you got an eviction on you. It's kind of the same thing. Like, I think they got it a repo. I don't know. I ain't never had one, but like when you get your car taken away, I think it's a repo. But either way, that's gonna show up on your credit. So now you got that against you on your credit next time you try to go get something else. Now if you smart, you gonna go ahead and try to get you another car before your car get repo, and you let that one go bad and you go ahead and get your new car. But if you don't have enough income to make it make sense that you have 2 cars, you're not gonna be able to get no other car unless you go to a buy here pay here. And if you go to a buy here pay here, you probably won't get a car that you don't want to pay for. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I just feel like that stuff I wish somebody would have told me. That stuff somebody probably did tell me and I didn't listen. But I'm getting better with my financial decisions. I can definitely tell. And I spend money where I want to spend it, but I make sure I'm able to spend it. Like, I spend a lot of money on hair, but I don't go shopping. Like, clothes-wise, I don't buy clothes. I don't really go out. Like, a lot of people smoke, they drink, they go out, they club. I don't go out unless I'm getting in free or close to free. Like, the most I'm gonna pay to get in somewhere is $5. So I don't really go out. Like, I'm not paying $20 at the door nowhere. I'm not paying for no bottles because I don't drink. I'm not paying for a beverage. I don't drink. Give me some water. I'm cool with a Sprite. Like, I'll pay for one of them. But alcoholic beverage, I don't drink. I don't smoke, so I don't buy cigarettes or blacks or the things that you roll with. I can't think of switches. I don't buy them. I don't buy none of that. Right? So my money can be spent elsewhere. Like, I can't judge you on how you spend your free money because that's what you choose to do with your free money. But I choose to buy hair with my free money, and I like it. That's my thing. I like hair. So that's the little thing that keeps me out of depression. Like, I may not feel like I got all this money, but give me some hair, feel a little better. Don't judge me.